Welcome to our Zoom practice session. The session is now being recorded. This is session number 3. My name is Kwan. I shall be facilitating this session. Assisting me is Christina Barbonio and also Graham Dunlop. And the three of us will be helping all of you tonight if you have any queries or problems about Zoom in contest. So I've assigned roles for all of you in a contest, and this is to simulate the international or humorous contest. So out of the 4 types of contests, the international and the humorous contest is relatively easy to manage and handle because they do not need to use breakout rooms because the contestants do not need to be isolated. So before we start, uh, so I'll be the contest chair and also the Zoom master to manage this session. So as a Zoom master, how many rooms do we need to have before the contest actually starts, as in breakout rooms?
We need one for the judges and one for the contestants.
Excellent. Does everyone here know how to create the rooms?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's the reason why we are all here to learn. And yep. So I will now share my screen and I will show all of you how to create the rooms. Okay. So you go to Breakout Rooms, which is this one. So this is the new dialog box under the latest edition, latest version of Zoom. The previous version, this window is a bit different. So it gives me 3 options here. So the latest version allows the participants to choose the room. This is quite helpful, especially for contests where you need the ushers to go in and out, because previously the Zoom master has to assign the ushers to go in and out of the room. So with this option, you can allow anybody to go in and out of the room. But for this, I will use assign manually to show all of you how to create 2 breakout rooms. So this is room 1 and this is room 2. So for the first room, I'm going to rename this contestants briefing. Second room, I'm going to name this judges briefing. Everyone clear so far? Any questions, any problems?
Sorry, how did you get to that original dialog box? What did you initially?
Okay, so this one, you will not have this option because you're not a Zoom master. Right. So later you can, we can take turns to try out if you want. Okay. So if you're a Zoom master or a host, at the bottom of the screen, the last option, it has an option called Breakout Room. So if when you click on that, it will come out. Yep. So now we have 2 rooms, contestants briefing room and judges briefing room. So before we assign people, we can look at the options. So the first one, allow participants to choose room. This is a new one for the new edition of Zoom. So this allows anybody to go into the rooms that they want. So for the purpose of this simulation, I'm going to click to take this. So this allows anybody to go into whatever rooms they want to go in. The second one, allow participants to return to the main session at any time. If you're having an evaluation or table topics contest, you have to enable this option. If not, the contestants cannot return to the main room. So this one, the third option, automatically move all assigned participants into breakout rooms. This should be enabled because it speeds up the process of allocating people into breakout rooms, because if you don't click this, you have to click another prompt for the people to move into the respective rooms. For this option, I won't enable it because this one means that after a certain period of time, it will automatically close. You can do this if you want, but I will choose not to enable this. And the last one, countdown, there's a countdown. So what this means is that there's a warning like 60 seconds before the room is closed. So this just tells the participants in the room that they have 1 minute to go before the room automatically closes. So now she'll go to the contestants briefing and assign. So for contestants briefing, assign contestants and contest chair, which is myself. And the judges briefing, I want to assign people to the room. So assign chief judge and 2 judges here. Everyone with me so far, any questions, any problems?
Nope.
And then what happens is when I click open all rooms, the people that I assign rooms to will go to the respective rooms. But for me, because I've gotten feedback from the previous session that when people are in certain rooms, they miss out on certain things. So I want to avoid that happening in this session. So what I'm going to do is that I will assign everybody into one breakout room. So for you to feel how a breakout room actually looks like and how it operates. And then we're going to come back here and then we're going to discuss about the briefing of contestants and judges in a virtual setting. Does this sound okay for everyone?
Lovely.
So just a note that in a real contest, not everyone goes into a breakout room, but for this simulation, I'm just going to show you how a breakout room actually works. So now I just need to put everyone into this room and off we go. Yep, everybody's back. Yep, there you go. That's the breakout room. So now Loris is asking for help. He is. Let me go and see what's going on. Just a moment.
He's trying it out, making sure it actually works.
Ryan, I didn't know that option was there. Did you? The ask for help one?
No, I didn't know it was there.
Oh.
Is it? You said it wasn't new. It's been there for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Didn't know it. It's exciting. It's like being stuck up a mountain, isn't it? Help, help. Quan has just flown in to save Loris's life, but Loris hasn't come back. So
We'll send the son Bernard.
He's not here. I have a feeling that he must have clicked.
Click on the black button.
Yes.
Oh,
He took the black pill, not the red pill.
I'll pause the
He's in a
recording
different
for-
reality for the Humorous International.
Yep.
We
Yep.
need to work out how we do our counting and
Yep.
processing the ballots.
Yep, but that will be more towards the judges briefing.
I'm
And-
sorry, how we bring people into the contest. Well, they all come in all together, don't they?
Yep. But what are the things that you will look out for when you are briefing the contestants?
I guess who goes first?
That will be decided using a random draw. You can use any method that you want to use. But for me, I'm a big fan of a random number generator, so it saves a lot of time as well. But it depends on the contest chair how they want to determine the order.
It does need some thought, because if you're used to in-person contests, usually you'll just have like a slip of paper that you give to people and they draw it. And obviously you can't do that in Zoom. So there are some other ways you can do it. There's some online random generators, lists. One way you can do it is by assigning colours and let the contestants pick a colour if you have the colour numbered. So let's say you've got red, blue and green. You know they're 1, 2 and 3, but you ask the contestants which colour would you like, and that gives them a number. So there are some ways to do it. I can tell you about a few ways if you want, but just chiming in.
What is the most important thing that needs to be communicated to the contestants in a contestants briefing online?
I'm going to take a guess.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry, no, go ahead, please.
I said, well, I don't know about the Quan, you put me under pressure there, the most important, but one of them would definitely be that they all have their video and everything all sorted beforehand.
Yep.
And that it's all tested out, ready for the contest.
That's one of the most important things, yes, but there's one important thing that should be communicated to all contestants.
I'll take a guess then.
Timing?
Should,
Pinning the timer?
Yep, that's also very important. But for that, the contest chair should do the checking, should do the necessary checking before the contestants' turn. But there is one thing, yeah.
I'll take a guess and say it's defining the frame.
Yep.
The equivalent of saying, what is your speaking area
Yep.
in a real contest? What is the stage?
Yeah, that's also very important. But what is the number one thing that should be communicated to contestants when things go wrong? There you go, there's a hint.
Wait, is it things that you should not do to get disqualified?
Very close.
If things go wrong, they can appeal to the contest chair and actually resume their talk after everybody else.
I will give you another clue.
Is it rules about connecting again?
Yeah.
If you get
In
disconnected.
3 minutes, you said on your thing the other day.
Yeah. So in the contestants briefing, it's very important to communicate to all contestants. It doesn't matter what approach that you use, everybody has to be in agreement to what happens when the connection fails. Because let's face it, this is an online environment, and it's very easy for someone to lose their connection due to a variety of reasons. So when a contestant loses connection, there must be a procedure a fair procedure for everyone, so that the contestant is not disadvantaged from competing. So one thing should be done immediately is to pause the contest and then go from there to see whether the contestant can be reconnected again. Everyone, yeah.
Sorry to butt in again. Can I just come back to defining the frame, defining the speaking area? And the reason I'm harping on this is because I heard of a contest this week where the contestant who won actually took their camera on a tour around their house.
Yeah, actually this happened in Central Division Humorous Speech Contest, where the person who won, he actually, like you said, tour around the house. So for me, I will make sure that as a contestant, I'll make sure that everyone has a fair stage. And I know it's almost impossible, but we have to set a boundary where everybody gets a fair playing field, because a tour around the house means that a person with a larger house has an advantage compared to someone who lives in a small place. Yep.
So Quan, how are you doing that? I mean, like, what happens if the contestant says just before the contest, oh, is it okay with everybody that I take the camera around the house?
Then as a contest chair, you will have to stand the ground to define the speaking area. So if let's say the contestant still does it, there is nothing in the rules to say that they will be disqualified. But as per physical contest, the judges have every right to mark them down.
Yeah.
My understanding is that contest chair defines this physical space, and you're disqualified if you go outside it. Is this not the case?
Disqualification can only happen three items: when they are not original, the speech is not original, when they're not eligible, and when a contestant references another contestant in the same contest, and the judges find that the majority of the voting judges find that they should be disqualified. The only 3 grounds.
And if they're over time.
And overtime, yeah. Overtime is automatic disqualification, even though it's 1 second over. Too bad, yeah. So that's contestants briefing in the breakout room. Everybody okay so far? Everybody is clear?
I have a suggestion because you mentioned that people can bleep out of your internet connection. Is it a good idea if sort of the contestant organizer has everyone's number beforehand so that if they do bleep out, you immediately connect to them via text or something?
Yeah, that's possible, but as you know, sometimes internet connection is very unpredictable. For example, I think a few weeks ago there was a storm on Thursday night, if not mistaken. So I heard that one contest they had to postpone the contest entirely because there was a blackout. So when it comes to things such as internet connectivity, it's just something that you have to find a way to get to restore the contestant back to the contest if it's possible. If not, then unfortunately the contest has to be rescheduled. Hopefully it won't come to that. So that's contestants briefing. Everybody okay? How about judges briefing? What are the things that needs to be considered in an online contest when judges are being briefed?
That you've worked out a way to get their results due at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very important. That's on the top of my list. You're right, Joe.
Oh, thank God I got it right.
So with regards to that, there's also no set way how you're going to communicate to for judges to communicate to the chief judge. There is a way that if we have time, I can show you. We covered that in the previous session, where we have 2 rooms. So the judges go one by one to the counting room to tell their vote orally. So that's one way of doing it. You can also use email. You can also use Google Forms. So there is no set way of doing it, as long as the chief judge and the counter get all the votes. So besides voting method, what is another thing that's also very important for the judges to know?
To be private.
Yeah. So I think there are two judges who have their videos on. So in a real contest, the video should be turned off and your names won't be visible. So you'll either be judge 1 or judge 2. So, but for this simulation, I won't be so strict. Yeah. So in a real contest, if to keep the anonymity of the judges, the video should be turned off and the name shouldn't be your real name. And this is another thing. If you have a profile picture with Zoom, please make sure that you change it, because when you don't turn on your video and you don't take out your profile picture, we know who you are, unless you put somebody else's picture. Yeah. Yeah. So besides the 2 points mentioned by Joe, what is another thing that's very important?
Kwan.
Yeah.
I just want to add with that profile photo, does everyone know how to remove your profile photo while you're in the Zoom meeting?
Edit profile picture?
Yeah, do you know where it is?
It's actually on my my dot. I can see it under my dots, my 3 dots.
Yeah.
My name.
Yeah.
So if I change that, as I'm now doing, change picture.
Yeah.
To what? How do I change it? What do I change it to? Anything? Nothing.
I think you can remove it. How about everyone else? So Pete knows how to do it. Everyone else, do you guys know how to remove or change your profile photo?
I don't even know how to put one on, so it's okay.
You don't know how to put one on. Okay, fair enough then. So you don't have any profile photo,
No.
so you'll be safe then.
Yeah, that's a good way of doing it.
I'm sorry, I do have a problem. When I say change, do I have to go? I've got my profile picture. I've got change picture. Now I have to change it to something. I can't change it to nothing. What can I change it to?
Yes, this is a good point because I don't think they've fixed it in the app. In the app, you can only change it to another picture, but if you log in the web portal, you can remove the profile picture. Yeah.
Can I just say, if you happen to be using a corporate account, which I am, I'm using my Unimelt account, I cannot change my picture. I cannot at all. I don't even have that option in the app. So if you're using a personal account, no problem. But if you happen to be using a corporate account, you might have a problem.
So I think the best way is Joe's way. Don't put a picture in the first place. Then you don't have this problem entirely. Yeah.
That wouldn't work for you, Graham, would it?
No, not on this account. If I use my personal account, sure, but not this one.
Yep. So this is another thing to bear in mind if you're judging, because if you want to keep your identity secret, there shouldn't be any picture that links back to to who you are. Yep. So besides the points mentioned, what is another important point?
That's no one would recognize me there. That's my pet meerkat in Jakarta Airport. Sorry. Forget that. Okay. Cancel. I think I prefer me.
Yeah. What is another thing that should be communicated to the judges in case the communication fails? There you go. Another problem. Another hint.
Use that. Everyone has their text numbers.
Yeah. So if there should be a plan, if some of the judges loses connection, then the chief judge has to decide whether to wait for the judge to reconnect and go from there, or to not consider that judge in the voting. So this is a call that the chief judge has to make. And I think it's important for me to cover both of these points for the contestant and the chief judge, because just in the event that something unfortunate happens, they know what to do. Yep.
This is very good. What you're actually dealing with are specific provisions that are quite specific to the online environment that have to be additional to our normal checklist, aren't they?
Yeah, because these things might happen, and I've seen these things happen in contests.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a plan, things can be delayed by a very long time. How long, I shall not say. Yeah. So everyone is okay with the briefings? Any questions about this? Nope.